All right, what is going on, guys? Back with another video, and today we're going to be doing a mock draft live for you guys, and we're going to be talking about kind of what I think about when I go into my draft. This is on FantasyPros.com. This is a draft wizard tool. Really cool, actually, really beneficial. I'm going to be drafting from the fifth spot, in this current mock draft. Already in the draft, it's been McCaffrey, Dalvin Cook, Derrick Henry, and Ezekiel Elliott at four. I'm now on the clock. And, this is a full point PPR league. It's kind of cool because if you look, it kind of breaks it down by, position, rank, tier. So right now they're recommending me to draft Alvin Kamara, which is definitely a good recommendation. I just want to see quickly who they have. So if you go to running backs, obviously we got, we're on the fifth pick, so we're not going to pick again for quite a while. So I'm going to make this pick count. As I've been preaching, I've been kind of talking about getting a running back early or a tight end. And I'm at the fifth pick here, so I don't always want to reach for Travis Kelsey. This is, I think, a little too early in the draft, but I've seen a lot of drafts where people have done it. I'm gonna probably pick the safe bet Kamara, but Kamara scares me a little bit. The news of Michael Thomas being out for at least a month, it seems like. He's going to be the focal point of that offense, and I'm not sure still who's going to be the starting quarterback. I don't know if it's going to be Jameis Winston or um, Hill at the helm. So I don't really know what's worse for Kamara. Kamara's going to get a lot of volume, but the thing is, he's still never had, I think, over 200 carries in his career, which it's a little scary. I think what did he have last year? Yeah, he's never had over 200 carries, which 200 carries is not a lot. Obviously, the catches have been there. He's had 80 every single year in his career. But Breeze was a check down quarterback, constantly throwing to the running backs. And I don't think that's how Winston's going to play, or I don't think that's how Hill is going to play. So he kind of scares me a little bit. It sounds crazy if I were to skip over him here. I don't think I'm gonna, but that kind of does worry me. And I think he's going to be guarded a lot different. I think defenses are going to zone in on Kamara, especially if they have no Thomas. They literally have no one else. They have Traquan Smith. So I'm not really concerned with him. I have Barkley here, who I'm also kind of afraid of, to be honest with you, because um, of the situation. He's still not fully healthy. That team's offensive line is still not good. He's very injury prone at this point in his career. I love Eckler this year. I really do. And with Adams being back for one more year, I'm so set on Devontae Adams having a huge season. But the running backs I would have to draft. I'm going to draft Kamara here. I'm probably going to regret it. So that brings us to our next pick. All right. So before us, tons of receivers went. Hopkins, Stephon Diggs, AJ Brown, running backs again, Joe Mixon, uh, Antonio Gibson, Najee Harris, Tyreek Hill. So right now I'm left with Calvin Ridley, um, Metcalf, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, DeAndre Swift. I really don't like this running back range because these guys are all, in my opinion, low end running back ones, maybe high end running back twos. Hilaire scares me. I thought he was in for a great year last year. Obviously, apparently was healthier this year going into this season. So we'll see what happens with him. But I thought he was going to have a much bigger year than he has. We got DeAndre Swift, who also kind of scares me. I know I've been saying all these guys scare me, but Swift is going to be on a terrible team. I think they're going to be horrible, in my opinion, to be honest with you. I don't think the Lions are going to be any good at all, especially with Goff in his first year there. I'm not so sure. I really like Calvin Ridley this year. It's probably going to be my pick. Metcalf was really good as well. I really like Darren Waller. Hopefully he's there in the background, but I don't think he's going to be. I'm going to draft Calvin Ridley here, as my next pick. After that, Justin Jefferson, Hilaire, Metcalf, Waller, Mahomes, Keenan Allen, McLaurin, and Allen Robinson. The running backs haven't moved. So for a reason. The running backs have barely moved for a reason. So this is my third pick now. My team currently is Kamara and Ridley, which I do like. I'm happy I got Ridley there. Both have bye week 6. I have to pay attention to that. Not that I'm too concerned. I like Kittle. What do you know? By week 6, I think Robert Woods is going to have a massive season this year. I really like CeeDee Lamb and Robert Woods here. Kittle, I've been preaching getting a high end tight end, but he's been injured the last couple of years. I'm really not that set on him. And his last couple of years had those 2 good years, 2018, 19. Last year, 63, only 48 catches. Um, Scares me a little bit. But last year, constantly injured. Um, but I think Kittle, if healthy this year, is gonna have a massive season. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and draft George Kittle. I'm gonna solidify my tight end. So now I got a receiver, running back, and tight end, which I really, really like. So a couple picks before me: DJ Moore, Godwin, Robert Woods, Montgomery, Julio, Amari, Miles Sanders, which sucks. So now we're in this kind of weird range. Um, Carson, Darrell Henderson, which I kind of like. Deontay Johnson, Cooper Kupp, Tyler Lockett, Thielen, Jacobs, Kyler Murray. Um, I'm going by obviously what's going to give me the most points at each position, and you have to factor in: should I get another running back here? I probably should. Am I? I don't know. Um, the thing is, man, it's one of those situations where if you have a good quarterback week in and week out, putting up 25 plus, it's a huge advantage. And Murray did that for me last year, won me a couple championships. I'm very solid on drafting Kyler here because I know if I don't get him here, I'm not going to get him. Then again, I could wait. Um, what I'm going to do here is I'm not going to draft Carson. I'm not going to draft. I'm going to get Kyler. I know it's a risk, but I'm going to draft Kyler Murray. I love his running ability. I really like his running ability. Let's see what happens. Perfect. Darrell Henderson is still here, is exactly what I hoped. I think he's going to be great this year. Obviously, no Cam Akers, which sucks. I think he was in for a huge season. I'm going to go ahead and draft Darrell Henderson. He's going to make it very quick for you guys. Henderson on the board. So my team threw a couple rounds. I actually really like this team. I got Kyler Murray, Kamara, Henderson, Calvin Ridley, George Kittle. In my opinion, I have possibly three guys that could be the number one at their position. Kittle, I think, could be number one at the tight end position if he has a healthy year. Ridley, I think, is very underrated. No Julio, he had almost 1,400 yards last year. I think for sure he's going to do it again. And Kyler could be the number one quarterback. We don't know. So I'm happy so far with this start. Then it brings us to this other range where we're in this weird range where I definitely need another receiver, um, without a doubt. Juju and DJ Chalk, I'm staying way away from. Um, I do like Sutton, but he's coming back from a torn ACL. Robbie Anderson is vastly underrated. The guy had 95 catches with freaking nothing last year for quarterbacks. I don't see why he wouldn't do as good, if not better, this year. I mean, look at his season, what he did last year with with Teddy Bridgewater. 95 for 1,096 and 3 touchdowns. If that somehow turned into 8 touchdowns, he would have been like a wide receiver one last year, would have been in the top 10, possibly. So I think he's very safe, Anderson. I think he's going to be only better now this year with Sam Darnold. I do really like Jerry Judy. It's tough, though, to pick one of these two guys. What I think I'm going to do is I do like Anderson. I think he easily, but they have DJ Chark there. I mean, not DJ Chark. They have DJ Moore there as well. Um, this is tough, man. This is very tough. What are the running backs looking like here? Kareem Hunt, Chase Edmonds, Javante Williams, Gordon, Mostert. I still like a couple of these guys. I couldn't get another one. Um, I mean, Juju still had 97 catches last year. I'm not a big fan of him going into this year. 9 touchdowns, not bad. Son, I think, is going to bounce back. He had a great season, 72 for 112 and 6 touchdowns that year. Pretty good year as well. But I think Judy's going to have the bigger year. I really do out of the two. I'm going to draft Robbie Anderson. I might regret it. Um, I definitely might regret it, I think. But um, he could have a big year. And I think that Anderson possibly could. Oh, man, it's just so tough. I mean, who else is here? No one. I mean, there's a lot of guys that I think could do well, but I mean, there's really no one for sure. I mean, I do like Judy too. I know he'll be my wide receiver too, but I mean, my team is solidified as pretty good from the other positions. So I think if I do, oh man, it's so tough. Man, I'm going to draft Robbie. I'm going to bite the bullet. I might flex him out. I might not obviously start Robbie all the games, but we'll see where it brings me. All right, so it brings us to this weird range. Chase Edmonds is still here. Um, I really like Chase Edmonds this year because I'm not afraid of their backup running back there. I think he's terrible. There's a reason why the Steelers got rid of him. I don't think he's going to do anything. So, and I think that Chase Edmonds is going to catch the ball quite a lot. James Conner just doesn't scare me. He really doesn't. He just, to me, he's always injured. I'm going to draft Chase Edmonds here. I can always flex him out. I need to draft another receiver now. That is for sure. Luckily, almost none of them got drafted. Debo Samuel or Jarvis Landry is what I'm looking at here. Debo obviously injured almost the entire season, had a very promising first season. So I think he's going to bounce back. What did Jarvis finish with last year? 72 for 840 and 5. He's had a pretty good career, actually. I'd rather get him. Then we got Corey Davis, who's now the new number one in New York, who I think could actually be a breakout. Had 984 yards last year, 65 catches, 5 scores. Pretty good. Gallup, I think, is going to be not great. Who knows? That team could throw it to everybody. Mike Williams, I think, is going to be great. I really like Mike Williams this year a lot. A lot, actually. I mean, he had 756. I just wish he caught the ball more. Mike Williams is like a massively deep receiver. The guy catches like 17-yard passes only. It's unbelievable. But I think he's going to have 1,000 yards this year. I really do. So Mike Evans could be a good pick here. I really like Damian Harris for New England. I think this is a good range to get him. Let me see my team. So I got my flex Edmonds, Kittle, Anderson, Kamara, Kyler. The team is not great, but I don't mind it. I don't mind it at all. I think I'm going to get Debo or Corey Davis. I'm going to get Corey Davis. I want a wide receiver one. Who knows? He could do really well. I'm going to go ahead and draft Corey Davis. So let's see what happens after him. Marvin Jones, Mostert, Pittman, Waddle. Damian Harris is still here. I want him. I'm going to draft Damian Harris. Give me some. I think he's going to have a good season for sure. Mike Williams is still here. Oh my God. Mike Williams is still here. Mike Williams, you're going to get on my team. Dang. See, that worked out perfectly for me. So now I got Kyler, Alvin, Darrell Henderson, Calvin Ridley, Robbie, George Kittle. And then I have the opportunity to play either Chase Edmonds, Davis, Corey Davis, Damian Harris, or Mike Williams. I like that. I have a lot of flexibility with my flex in and out. I think Mike Williams, I'm going to end up starting a lot, but I think Anderson will do good. Darnell Mooney, I really like, actually. I think he's going to have he hit a great first season. Look at that. 631, 61 catches, 4 touchdowns. Now they just lost Anthony Miller, got traded to Houston. I'm going to draft Darnell Mooney. I really like him this year. I think he's going to have a great year. Traquan Smith also amuses me too. I mean, this guy's never had more than 34 catches, but they have no one else now that Michael Thomas is out. I do like Elijah Moore. I'm going to go ahead and draft Darnell Mooney. I think he's a good receiver. So let's see now what we're looking like. So there's a couple tight ends I still really like. I do have my number one tight end, but I do like a lot of these other guys. Let's see if it's too early to draft a defense. Let's see. No, a couple of them already got drafted. Defense is huge for me in fantasy. People don't factor it in enough. I think it's very important. I only have one more bench spot. I'm going to go ahead and draft a defense. I'm the best one available. Washington's schedule this year is kind of all over the place. They do play in a very poor division. They do have to play the Cowboys twice a year, but I think the Eagles will be easier, and I think that the Giants aren't going to be that good. They're going to be decent. So I'm going to go ahead and draft the Washington defense and be pretty comfortable there. So that brings us to our backups now. And I really think Irv Smith Jr. for the Vikings and had a great year. I think he's going to be a big breakout tight end. But I still would like to have another running back and receiver. So right now I got currently Damian Harris and Edmonds. So I got 4 running backs and I got 5 receivers, excuse me. So right now, I think I'm going to draft one more running back. I just don't know who. So we got Bernard, Sullivan Ahmed, Darrell Williams, Marlon Mack coming back from that torn Achilles. Michelle, which I think might get cut. Damian Williams, Darrington Evans, that I don't like. None of these running backs I like at all. Um, literally at all. I don't like any of them. Um, I kind of like further down the list. Um, backups. You can like get some salvage backups. Devontae Booker is going to be possibly the lead back if Barkley's not ready for week one. He could do well. Marlon Mack would do really good if Jonathan Taylor ever got hurt. Let me see who's there for receivers. We got Shepard, John Brown, Traquan Smith is still here, Sanders, Jacoby Myers. A lot of actually pretty good receivers still. There's a ton of receivers this year. It's unbelievable. And tight ends, we got Irv Smith, Ingram, Janu Smith, a lot of good guys still. I really like Troutman as well. I'm going to go ahead and draft Irv Smith. I think he's going to be the best breakout tight end this year. Irv Smith Jr., pretty comfortable with that. Um, Kicker, we can draft the best kicker in the league now. I like a good kicker. I'm going to go ahead and draft Justin Tucker. So that brings us to only one player left. Tucker's going to be the best kicker in the league this year. Starters are solidified. We got Kyler, Alvin, Darrell Henderson, Calvin Ridley, Robbie Anderson, George Kittle, Chase Edmonds, Washington, and Tucker. I think this team is actually going to do pretty good, especially if I can flex out Harris or Mike Williams each week. I know I reached on maybe Kittle and Kyler, but I'm okay with that because I want their value, and I think they're going to put up a lot of points at their positions. Um, we already have the backup tight end. I could probably use one more running back. That running back's probably going to be exactly who I told you, Devontae Booker, although Joshua Kelly intrigues me just in case Eckler goes down, even though he didn't do that good last year. Darrington Evans could be a good backup just in case Derrick Henry ever gets hurt. Jeff Wilson, won a lot of leagues, won me a league last year in week 16, went off 29 points in my final. I'm going to go ahead and draft. This is tough. I want to back up with some. I don't like Benny Snell at all. Jerick McKinnon never will sniff the field, I don't think. Well, Michael Pirine sucks. Boston Scott is okay. Jeff Wilson's pretty good. Wayne Gallman. Anthony McFarland. This is tough here. This is very, very tough. Jamar Jefferson, my God. Peterson, free agent. Man, these guys aren't good at all. I'm going to go ahead and draft. Man, this is tough. It's like drafting a handcuff over here. Malcolm Brown is not in Miami. Man, I'm going to draft Josh Kelly and beg that and see if what's his name gets hurt possibly. I hope he doesn't, but in the event Eckler gets hurt, I'll have Joshua Kelly. So this is kind of how it went, guys. So did the draft here. It's a great website. So I drafted at pick 5. So I went to Kamara, then Calvin Ridley, which I was really happy about. And then on the swing, I got Kittle. And then on the other swing, I got Kyler Murray. So now looking at this, I could have got Lamar, Cooper Kupp, Chris Carson. I could have got another second really good receiver. And I'm looking at that now. I definitely could have. But Kyler in the 4th for me was a league winner for me last year. I think he did fantastic. And I'm content with reaching for him a little bit, especially if he's going to be putting up 25 points a game. Kittle, I probably could have waited. If I didn't wait, though, he's probably going to get drafted in the 3rd or 4th. So I'm happy. So Darrell Henderson, I'm really happy about getting him in the 5th round. I think he's going to be an RB1. Honestly, I really do. I think he's going to be one of the best running backs this year now that Cam Akers is out. I think that's going to be a great offense. Robbie Anderson in the 6th for all he is, if he even gets anywhere close to 95 catches last year, and a 6th round receiver for a guy that had 1,100 yards and 95 catches, that's value right there. On the swing of things, I got Chase Edmonds. I think he's going to be the number 1 in Arizona. I think he's going to catch the ball a lot. Not concerned at all with their backup over there in James Conner. After that, I got Corey Davis strictly because he is the new number 1 in New York, most likely. I'll get him as my 8th pick. That's fine with me. Then I really like Damian Harris. I think if he gets the opportunity for New England, he's going to have a great year. Mike Williams in the 10th round for me, I loved. I think he's going to have a great season this year in his 2nd season with Justin Herbert. I think he's going to have a great year. I think he's going to catch a lot more balls than he ever has. I think he's going to go for like 65 catches for over 1,000 yards. Darnell Mooney is another guy. He had 60 catches as a rookie for Chicago, got him in the 11th. After that, I got the Washington defense, Irv Smith, Justin Tucker, and rounded it off with Joshua Kelly. So let me know what you guys think about this. I'm going to cut it up in pieces on my podcast and on my channel. But I'm not, I'm pretty content with this so far. And I think that, this team here drafting in the fifth spot, if you get a quarterback early or you get Kittle, sure, I could have waited and got another RB2. But, thing is with that, the running back, my second receiver, wouldn't have been Robbie Anderson. It probably would have been like Deontay Johnson and Galladay. But I'm okay with Darrell Henderson there because I think he's the last good tier of running back. So appreciate you guys watching. Let me know what you guys think. Comment, subscribe. We'll see you next time.